Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today we have the story of a pier runner in Spain, and they did something that most people don't do when you're a pier runner, and I think it's kind of cool. We also have Australia and New Zealand. Now remember, New Zealand just sent a huge delegation to the sea trade industry in Miami that was held a few weeks ago. Well, they're starting to see some results and the bookings for the 2026-2027 season, and they are concerned with the numbers for cruising. Bahamas is seeing also a change in some things where air travel and cruise travel are on two different paths. Carnival cruise ship, the Legend, is now sailing from its brand new Homeport on the western United States. We'll talk about its cruising and destination. And finally, Carnival is going to be revamping their loyalty program really soon. And a lot of people are saying, hey, are you going to make it shareable across all your fleet? So if I am elite or whatever on Carnival, can I be platinum or diamond or whatever on Princess? Is that going to happen? So visiting a cruise port in Spain on the Odyssey of the Seas, it appears that 4 passengers were left behind. They arrived late, over 45 minutes late past the sail away time. And the ship was sailing away. Now, one passenger was noted. Instead of panicking, like most people would do, and just freak out and beg the cruise ship to turn around and things like that, they just calmly turned around, walked a little further away, and used their selfie stick to take a selfie of them and their cruise ship pulling away from the port. I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's calm, cool, and collected in this situation for sure. As most people would be freaking out. Oh my God, we've been left behind. What are we going to do? Where's my wallet? Where's my passport? What am I going to do? Well, they just said, well, what does panicking do? What does freaking out do? It does nothing. And this person will probably be perfectly fine. About the other 3 people, I don't know. I do know there were 4 people left behind. Thank God that hasn't happened to me yet. Next, let's talk about New Zealand. New Zealand sent all those delegate, the largest they've ever sent to the Miami sea trade, trying to get the cruise industry back interested in going to New Zealand more and more often. Well, the numbers are in for 2026-2027 season, and they are seeing a 70% drop in cruise ships visits from just 2 years ago. 70% drop. For example, Royal Caribbean has 6 stops. 6 stops, that's it. And then the rest of them, like 25 stops, are going to the South Pacific. Compared to 2 years ago, where they had 22 stops. 75% drop in cruise ship visits. Yikes. No wonder they are concerned. And a lot of it is to deal with, how hard it is to organize the defouling of the hulls before they can sail to New Zealand. They're not always available. They're afraid to be turned around. Remember 2 years ago where every ship seemed to be turned around and couldn't go? There was all kinds of confusion with the new regulations that were there. Not to mention, there is the rise in fees, the rise in port costs, the expense, and the low cost right now of the New Zealand and Australian dollars. They're not doing too well, which makes it harder for the cruise lines to keep higher prices in Australia. If the dollar is doing poorly, then the people there just can't go. So yeah, a lot of concerns right now for Australia. And another place that might be surprising you is having second thoughts, and that is the Bahamas. The Bahamas currently, this year, the first couple months of the year, has seen a decline in air traffic to the Bahamas. People are no longer going on overnight stays and staying in the hotels in the Bahamas, which is very concerning, as every year you expect it to rise even slightly. Now, it's only down about 4%, just under 4%, which is not a terrible amount. But when you compare that to the cruise industry is up 12% this year in the Bahamas. 12% more visits, 12% more passengers, that's a good thing. However, they don't want to lose the hotel business down there as well, because, if you go there for a 7-day stay, compared to a cruise ship visit for 1 day, obviously you're going to spend more money. You're spending more money in the hotel, you're spending more money in the restaurants, you're spending more money, right? Which is what they want. And the hotels are getting a little bit concerned, and the tourism industry in the Bahamas are starting to rethink their strategy for tourism because of how popular cruising is, and maybe they should be investing more money in cruising infrastructure. We'll have to see if that turns into something in the future as well. Also, congratulations, the Carnival Legend. The Carnival Legend has now reached its home port in San Francisco, and we'll be sailing there for the very first time, home porting there. It's going to be running a kind of a strange itinerary. It's going to do 4-day trips up along the coast into Mexico, and then a 10-day trip to Alaska, and then another 4-day, and then another 10-day. It's making the 14-day trip itineraries, but cold, warm, cold, warm. It's kind of an odd itinerary, but hey, why not take advantage of the best of both worlds, right? Go for your Alaskan cruise, go through some chillier temperatures possibly, and then finish it off with a cruise up into Mexico for the heat before you head back. Sounds like an interesting cruise to me. And yeah, Carnival Legend all ready to go now in the home port of San Francisco. And finally, with Carnival announcing they will be upgrading and updating their rewards program. Many people think they're going to add another tier to the list because so many people are reaching that top tier list, right, on so many cruise lines now that it's getting really overcrowded. And a lot of cruise lines are saying, well, sorry, we can't offer you your elite perks on this cruise because there's just too many of you on it and we just can't do it. There's no way we can give priority boarding to 3/4 of the ship because you're all, the highest levels. So they're thinking of making changes there, and we'll see what happens. But one change that won't be coming that a lot of people have been asking about because Royal Caribbean did it, and that was we're going to status match from Royal Caribbean and the other 2 lines they own, like Celebrity. Well, Carnival owns 9 brands, and very different brands. Everything from Cunard to the fun ships, to the mega luxury 6-star cruise lines. So yeah, it's a little harder for them to do it. And they say right now they have absolutely no plans at all to status match for all the different cruise lines. They say they would just be kind of a mess with that many cruise lines, because if you think about it, think of all the different perks people get. When you reach the elite status, you get different perks for all the different cruise lines. Imagine now that you can now go on any of the other cruise lines, even though you've never sailed on them before, and now you get the elite perks because you've been elite with one cruise line all your life. Well, every time somebody does that, the cruise line has to pay more money. It's costing them more money. And when Carnival owns 9 different cruise lines, that can add up to not just thousands, that can add up to millions of dollars in lost revenue a year. So yeah, I can understand it. I don't think they have any plans in the future to do a status match. Now, what do you guys think? Is that a pretty cool thing to do? Just stop and take a selfie instead of that normal, you see people dropping to their knees and begging up to the cruise captain, please turn the ship around, please. And instead, just pretty cool. Pretty cool. I thought that was amazing myself. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.